Hello everyone and welcome to Talking About Football. I'm your host Mario, here to give you your summary on Matchday 2 of the Champions League. If you enjoy, please drop a like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications on future videos. I hope you enjoy. A crazy week overall for Champions League, filled with high-scoring games. We're starting off on a high note with Salzburg versus Brest, a game where they were evenly matched in shooting and possession, but Brest were able to overpower the Austrian side, scoring 4 goals against them. Next up was Stuttgart versus Sparta Prague. Stuttgart was able to show off their dominance, but unfortunately for them, the game ended on a 1-1 draw. After that, we have Borussia Dortmund versus Celtic, two teams that did really well on Matchday 1 of the Champions League. But Borussia Dortmund showed who's the boss at home, scoring 5 goals before the half, and ending the game 7-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund. Furthermore, we have the PSV versus Sporting game, an evenly matched game where PSV were creating more chances on the offense, and they took an early lead. But Sporting wasn't done just yet. They were able to bag a late 83rd minute goal and take the game home 1-1. Next up was Slovan Bratislava versus Manchester City, and Man City did what they do best, dominate the game even though they were visitors. They were able to bag 4 goals to no surprise, and end the game off 4-0. After that game was Barcelona versus Young Boys, and I need to tell you, Barcelona got their groove back. After an unfortunate matchday 1 game against Monaco, Barcelona were able to take the game home 5-0. Looking into the next games, we had quite an interesting one. Bayern Leverkusen at home facing off against AC Milan, a game that was quite even and both teams were playing their hearts out for the victory. In the end, Victor Boniface was able to score and take the win for the German side. Next up, we had Inter Milan playing against Zvezda, a game that was quite even in possession and shooting, but Inter Milan was able to take advantage of the shots they were taking, scoring 4, ending the game 4-0. After that, we had the game that everyone was waiting for, PSG visiting the Emirates Stadium to face off against Arsenal. But Arsenal was strong. Arsenal was able to score 2 goals before the first half, with Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz being the scorers. PSG later on took control of the game, but by then it was too late and the game ended off 2-0. The following day, of Matchday 2, we had the current Europa League champions Atalanta visiting Shakhtar. Atalanta were able to dominate the game completely and not let Shakhtar create too many chances. The Italian side took the win home 3-0. Next up was Girona versus Feyenoord. Both teams were trying to get some points on the board after losing their first game. The game ended 2-3 in favor of Feyenoord, with 2 own goals scored by Girona. Another eye-catching game was Benfica versus Atletico Madrid. There isn't much to say, other than Atletico Madrid was not ready for how strong Benfica would be. Benfica won the game 4-0 at home. Our next set of games were Liverpool versus Bologna, a nice game where Bologna took more shots overall, but Liverpool were taking advantage of the shots they were taking, scoring 2 goals. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Liverpool. After this, we had our game of the match day, RB Leipzig versus Juventus. Another great game for the Slovenian international, Benjamin Sesko, who scored 2 goals against Juve. In the 50th minute, Vlahovic was able to score a goal, and just 9 minutes after, Gregorio received a red card, completely shifting the dynamic of the game. But that didn't stop Juventus from scoring 2 more goals, ending the game 3-2, with a 10-man side against a strong RB Leipzig team. Tough to beat that game, but up next was Lille versus Real Madrid. Madrid was showing off to be the more dominant side, but Jonathan David, from the French side, was able to score a penalty, defeating the Merengues. Finally, we have the last games of our match day, starting with Sturm Graz versus Club Brugge. A quite uneventful game, but the French side were able to take advantage and score early on, and controlling the game, ending the game 1-0 for Club Brugge. After that was quite an interesting game, Aston Villa beating Bayern Munich at home. Both teams came from a great first game of the Champions League, Bayern Munich were showing off their dominance even being visitors, but they weren't taking advantage of the shots they were taking. Our final game of the matchday was Dynamo Zagreb versus Monaco. Dynamo took the lead early on with 2 goals, but Monaco turned the game around, controlling it and creating more chances for themselves, being able to tie the game off in the 90th minute, ending the game 2-2. Here is what the standings currently look like, changing a lot from what it looked like on matchday 1, but we are just getting started. Dortmund, Brest, and Benfica are currently holding the top 3 spots. That's it for matchday 2 of the Champions League. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave any comments of what you think I should do to improve. That's it for today.